tonight, our intention is that we experience a deep meditation when it's real for us, and powerful, life-changing. The energy may send us into the depths of our being, that we may experience peace and stillness. So, welcome to Satsang. Namaste. So tonight the topic is simple meditation. So maybe it would be good for me to explain what meditation is and then the different ways to approach meditation, because everyone does it differently depending on where they're at on their meditation path. Some people are highly experienced and some people are just starting. So meditation really just means concentration on something. So you could be meditating on anything that you really, really like or that you're really concerned about. You're meditating on that thing because your mind is rolling and rolling and rolling thinking about that thing. They say that some people people who have dogs start to look like their dogs. Right? Because they meditate on their dogs. So they become like a dog. And that's not such a bad thing actually, because dogs are amazing creatures, right? So you try to bring in the positive qualities of that particular being. As an example, if you meditate on a dog, likely you will probably gain the quality of loyalty. Right? Because dogs, even dogs that have gotten beaten, they still come back to their owner. So, or let's say you meditate on earth, you think about earth, then you become connected to earth and you start to feel earth and appreciate earth. So be careful of what you meditate on, because that's what you become. It could be the opposite. If you are thinking about something fearful in your life all the time, you start to become that fear. You start to become like that particular thing that you fear. So choose wisely what you meditate on. Tonight we're going to meditate on very, very deep qualities of I mentioned them at the beginning, peace and stillness. And these particular meditations have been inspired by my teacher, Swami Purna, and we lit a little candle for him. You could say that Swami Purna is a being who is always in meditation, always inwardly still and peaceful. So just looking at his picture, that alone can send you into a meditative state. It's interesting. And it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Like the kind of person that you hang out with, that person's qualities will probably rub off on you. Who your friends are, who your family is, who you hang out with, those people, their energy will rub off on you. So then it's important to also choose your friends wisely as well, because they will affect you.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
Oh yeah, please.
Because a lot of people do, for example, they just meditate on their breath coming in and out, or
Yes.
a mantra, like Soham or something
Yes.
like that. So how does that relate to the definition? I mean,
Yeah. So let's say the first thing that she mentioned was meditating on your breath. Meditating on your breath is like mindfulness. So what you're really doing is meditating on mindfulness. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing that is closest to you is your heart beating, your breath moving in and out. So most of the time we're thinking about what's going to happen in the future, or what has happened in the past. How many people do you know who sit next to you and go, hey, let's focus on our breath right now? Does anyone do that? Do you know anyone? Like, it's a rare person who's doing that, especially in daily life. We don't even think of that, right? So breath symbolizes the mindfulness and being connected with the moment, the now. So a person who wants to become more mindful, meditate on your breath. And that can be hard for some people, right? Because we're not used to doing that. We haven't practiced that. Now, so the second way you said meditating is mantra. So a mantra is a power word. Remember at the beginning we chanted Om Namo Purnam Saranam. Why do we do that? So a mantra has an energy embedded in it, like it symbolizes a particular vibration that awakens a quality or energy inside you. It's like an energy medicine. I often use that term. So you say the words Om Namo Purnam Saranam, which means I bow to the wholeness within. Right? Like this, I am whole. We talked about that concept, I am whole, I am complete. So that concept or that energy is embedded inside the mantra. So every time you say Om Namo Purnam Saranam, you're connecting your consciousness to the vibration of that mantra, which not only just means something, but resonates with a certain frequency. So you're plugging into the frequency, and then you become that frequency at some point. Now, if you chant Om Namo Purnam Saranam for the first time, you probably won't. I mean, it might make sense to you at first, but it may not have a real powerful effect because you haven't done much practice with it. You're just beginning. But what I've noticed is, as I've been chanting it more and more and more, I'm resonating with it more and more of my molecules, you could say, and my thoughts and my emotions are getting on board with that frequency. And so now when I chant it, I feel it with so many parts of my being. My whole being starts to meditate with the mantra. So I guess the other point that I'm trying to make is sometimes it takes time to get the meditation powerfully. In the beginning, you must be patient. It's kind of like if you go to the gym and you work out and you think you're going to have big muscles right after your workout, you're probably deluding yourself. Probably will take 3 months of consistent practice at the gym before you see noticeable results, right? Same goes for meditation. The meditator has to have an inspiration and impetus to do it. Why am I doing it? That's why they might come to a gathering like this, because they're hearing the results of the meditation. So then I want to talk the sort of final thing, which is the results of meditation. It's incredible how many results, depending on what you meditate on. I'm just going to focus on the things that we meditate on here. As an example, the Sanskrit word for peace, the Sanskrit ancient Indian language, is Shanti. Did you ever hear the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti? In spiritual traditions, Om is another name for the sound of the universe, and Shanti means peace. So you're saying Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That word Shanti invokes the presence of peace in your system. So peacefulness is very difficult to describe. You have to feel it for yourself. People could just try to describe to you what peacefulness is all day long, but you're not going to get it until you feel it. So maybe sometime during the meditation, it doesn't have to be meditation, it could be in the middle of a rainforest where you're meditating on a waterfall or something. But maybe your whole body just lets go, and maybe you feel such a relief, like all the burdens of your life and worries of your life, financial worries, family worries, relationship worry, all that stuff suddenly drops away from you. And imagine all of those weights of your life gone in a moment, and you're just present to the mantra of peace, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Like, I've had those experiences, and they're so amazing that I'm in tears. That's how deeply touching it is. Because maybe my normal state is experiencing the worries of life, sort of all these things to have to do and pressures of life and things like that. There's a lot of, feels like pressure. But what if, like, suddenly all that falls away and I'm just left with quiet peace? I mean, it's stunning, especially if I haven't had the experience very often. The contrast between the pressures of life constantly weighing down, responsibilities and things like that, all that is gone for a moment, and I'm just here and now in the presence of peace. If I really get that on a deep level, it's such a beautiful experience that I'm not interested in anything else.
I don't want to be annoying and keep speaking, but I just had
No.
experience. And it doesn't seem like a spiritual experience, but
Yes.
it was.
Yes.
Without speaking about candidates, I've been all worked up along with everybody else about the election.
Right.
And I was talking to my son the other night, and he said, it just came, I had an epiphany. I hate to mention it, but one of these candidates, he's just going to get them. Just let go. I just let go because I have no control. There's things in the world now that are just kind of, we can't, it's like a big wave and we can't stop it. And I just let go.
Yeah.
And I had that, because he explained it to me, I just let go of that for that whole feeling I've been having.
Yes.
And I said, I'm having a spiritual experience because I felt like what it felt like not to have frustration and worry.
Yeah.
And I said, this is relates much more. It's bigger than just giving up on a candidate or something.
Yeah.
It's just that experience of letting go of
Yeah.
things that have been. It was great.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just like you're sitting by the waterfall.
That's great.
It was an amazing spiritual experience.
So she's saying online, for people online, she gave up on a candidate. Like, oh God, I've got to, either I'm against that candidate or I'm for that candidate. Suddenly I give up on the candidate. Not that I don't care. I'm letting go. Candidate could win or it could lose. I'm letting that go. That in itself was a weight. And the moment that weight was released, she had an spiritual experience of, we'll call it peace or whatever you want to call it. And it was so beautiful. And I can see that in that state of peace, it's happiness. Which, I'm talking to Josh about whether happiness is ephemeral or not. Consider that happiness actually can be eternal. In a state of peace or in a state of love, happiness is like a fountain of energy. It's not if this candidate wins, then I get ecstatic and I'm so happy. Not that happiness. It's happiness for no reason. It's a presence of happiness. It's a blissful power that is running through every one of your molecules and vibrating you, and you're so happy you can't help but smile at everyone. Even the person who crashes into your car, you can't help but smile. I mean that sounds extreme, but it doesn't stop when someone hits your car. It doesn't stop when someone insults you. It doesn't stop when you ruin your meal burning it on the stove.
I'm going to phrase it another way.
Yeah.
And that's it sounds like you surrendered.
Yeah.
And then we were reading last night Ramakrishna, and he was saying that God is responsible for everything, man for nothing.
Yeah.
And you surrender.
Yeah.
So you're saying, and it's the surrendering.
Yeah, and that brings it back to the mantra that we mentioned a bit, Om Namo Purnam Saranam. Saranam means surrender. Isn't it interesting? Saranam means surrender. All you have to do is, if you want to increase your surrender, the vibration of the ability to surrender, just chant Saranam, 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 Saranam. An easy practice. You'll be letting go of things left and right, whether you're successful or not in something, whether a candidate wins or a candidate doesn't, whether your car stays in one piece or it doesn't, whether your friend stays with you or leaves you. Saranam, Saranam. Everything is a constant surrender.
What's Saranam Purnam? Is that together, what does that mean?
Om Namo Purnam Saranam.
And what does that mean together?
Purnam is wholeness. So Purnam it's I surrender to the wholeness, meaning it's a full surrender to the entire universe. In other words, what Josh was saying, I surrender, I'm not the one in charge, or I'll say I'm not the doer. The one who's functioning all the bodies is not you. We think in our delusion, I am in charge, but there is indeed one universal power that is in charge. We just think we're independent. And I'm not going to go into all the, because that sounds probably crazy to some people, right? Unless you're experiencing that, it's just going to sound like a philosophy. So we don't have to go too deep into that. But that's what the mantra means. I surrender everything, my whole life and the entire universe. And not that you don't do anything. In other words, you're still going to be kind of contributing and things are going to be working through you and you're going to be working, but there's a part of you that's not pushing to control anymore.
The Bhagavad Gita, they say inaction in action.
Yes. Yeah. There's not a part of you that has to control anymore, because the control is that which is hurting you. There's a secret desire, but this has got to go my way. That's the pressure. If this doesn't go that way, I'm going to be crushed. I'm going to be so angry. I'm going to be depressed. And I could be depressed for years because it didn't go my way. And by the way, people do experience depression for years because something didn't go their way. Something that was, let's say, very significant in their lives, you know? And I'm going to be sort of extreme, but imagine a child dying. Your child dies. A person or a spouse dies. Or a divorce. A person could be depressed about that for years. Simply, part of them has not completely surrendered that aspect of their life. And so they're living in depression. Right? And that it's, maybe they may even get counseling for years and be struggling with this because part of them is not able to fully let go. Let go. It's a mantra. Let go. You know, you can even feel it inside you when you just say that. Part of you just drops some of the tension that sticks to you. You know, I gotta listen, I gotta pay attention, I gotta hear what he's saying. Let go. There's this sort of relaxing. Sometimes it's even like your organs, you know, your very organs inside that may be tense, that stop you from meditation, you know, because a lot of tension is held in the body. Let go, like a lot of times this part here, you know, this gets tense because it's the control center. My life doesn't go my way, then I'm going to get upset. Let go. I'll show you how to. One way to meditate powerfully is through breath. Here's a very simple breath practice you can do. Anyone can do it, especially if you're under stress. Call it a belly breath. Belly breath. Easy, simple. And it's just 3 deep breaths. But what you do, you breathe in deeply through the nose and you fill your belly and then you push out your belly. And then you hold that for 10 seconds without breathing. And you've pushed your belly out and you're holding it out. After 10 seconds, you release, let go of the breath, and then you do it again. And we're going to do it 3 times in a row. And then notice what happens to your mind. How it might be able to send your mind into a lovely, like relaxed meditation because so much tension is released there. And a lot of other processes are happening, a lot of energetic things happen through that breath, which I'm not going to talk about right now. But, you know, and there's no need to understand all the energy nuances of it either. It's more about you feeling it. And a lot of times, if a person begins a meditation path, I recommend starting with breath first. It's the easiest thing because breath is connected to mind. You control your breath, you control your mind. So this is a real easy one.
Breathe in and out through your nose?
Yes. So let's try it. So I'll kind of guide it. So let's take in a deep breath into the belly, slowly and deeply through the nose. And you can even put your hand on your belly if you want to feel it. So breathing in deeply. Hold the breath and push out the belly and hold. Release through the nose. All the breath. Inhale deeply into the belly, fully. Push out the belly and hold. Hold the breath. Release through the nose all the air. One more deep breath through the nose. Fill the belly. Push out the belly, hold it out, and hold the breath. Breathe out through the nose. And then relax the hand. And relax your body. Relax your mind. just feel the effects. Just observe. And so, in the solar plexus area, which is kind of the upper belly, that's where our control center is. That's where we try to control life so much, and we don't even know that we're trying to control. So a great way to energetically relax that area is to speak Saranam to that area. So we're just gonna chant the mantra together aloud, speaking to that energy center, kind of saying to it, just surrender, let go. And we'll chant it for maybe a minute or two, and then notice how it feels after chanting the mantra. So we'll begin now chanting Saranam. Saranam, 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 Saranam. And then we relax and notice any shift inside. Sometimes you can feel a flow of energy, a meditative energy, or a concentration, peacefulness, relaxation. Just notice any changes or shifts inside you. let go of the tension there that may be blocking your deeper meditation is again to speak to that place, that solar plexus area, the upper belly, call it. Is just to say either aloud or silently. In fact, let's just say it aloud. You can say these things after I say them. These are affirmations, and they'll affect the area that you're speaking to. So we can begin saying this. Let go. Relax. Surrender. Release. Open. Soften. And then just set your intention for all of the muscles in the abdomen to relax completely. All tension and stress dissolve in the solar plexus area. Letting go of all control anxiety, and all worry in the solar plexus. And then we say to ourselves, life is easy. I'm going with the flow. And then the next part of the meditation is a mudra and a breath put together. So mudra is a gesture that invokes energy, and this is combined with the breath. It's very simple. Simply placing the fingertips of both fingers on the solar plexus like this. And when we take a deep breath in through the nose, we breathe in cosmic energy. You could imagine cosmic energy as just light of the entire universe. Imagine breathing it into your hands, and as you exhale through the nose, the light spreads from the solar plexus area all through your body, and the light fills your body. So you're inhaling cosmic energy into your hands, and then exhaling and letting it flow from your solar plexus throughout your body. So try it. Breathing in deeply, breathing in cosmic energy. Exhaling and letting it spread through the body. Inhale cosmic energy into your hands. Exhale, let it spread from the solar plexus throughout the body. Continuing to do this. Breathing in cosmic energy into the hands. Exhale, let it spread throughout the body. Deep breaths. Three more deep breaths. And relax the hands. And then we simply feel the effects of that breath in our mind, in our being. Maybe we can connect into a meditative energy. And then we do a visualization meditation. Visualizing in the upper abdomen, in the solar plexus chakra energy center, the sun. Imagine the sun as clearly as you can in that area. This will activate the radiance of the sun in that particular energy center. And charge your batteries, so to speak. Feel the radiance of the sun in the solar plexus area. Imagine that it's so bright that the light fills the entire room as it beams from your abdomen. Let go of the vision and notice how you feel. very easy way to unlock the energy of the sun inside you. You have an inner sun within you. That's why they call it the solar plexus, because it actually does exist within. Most people have not actually awakened that energy center yet, so, or it hasn't been awakened fully. So we'll chant the sun mantra to the solar plexus to awaken that sun energy. Mantra is Om Namo Suryaya. Suryaya, sun. So I bow to the sun within. That's what the mantra means. Om Namo Suryaya. And so we'll chant that for a minute or two, focusing on our solar plexus area in the abdomen. We'll chant it together. Om Namo Suryaya. 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 And just notice what you feel. Notice how it affects your mind. And then finally, imagine again the sun in your solar plexus center, and it's sending out infinite sunlight, infinite light. And it's so bright that all there is sunlight. One endless light throughout creation. No more body, no more earth, no more planets, no more stars, just one pure light everywhere. And feel yourself merge with the light. And then very slowly bringing our awareness back to the room and our seat. We can open our eyes. the ideal meditation is when you get lost in it, you're not paying attention to your body or mind anymore. That's gone. That's the ideal. You know, and it's kind of a relief too, because so much of our attention goes towards our body and mind, and the mind is a crazy little, I was gonna say crazy little animal, but crazy little monkey, you know, and the body can be uncomfortable. So
It's a drunken monkey that's been bit by a scorpion.
yeah, exactly, right? And so it's sort of, it is a relief when you don't have your attention on that, call it animal anymore. You're just in that space. Did anyone have an experience of that meditation? Anyone able to feel that?
I felt that it felt so good just to have that. My mind is always so chattery, and it just felt so good just to have it so calm. It was like just refreshing. It's like just a feel good through my body, you know.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's great.
really was.
First time, just wandered in. That's great.
Wonderful. Yeah.
That's great.
She said, for people online, she said it felt like refreshing. By the way, you're welcome online if you want to share anything, you can type it through. I always like it if someone types in their experience. It's always fun for me to hear what's happening. Because also every person's different, and because there's so many nuances of meditation too. As an example, I felt and I've been describing to Josh this, the radiance, like literally like a sun. It's hard, but not like a hot sun, but as if I'm sort of rays of sparkling light or something. Difficult to describe, but it feels like
Effervescent.
kind of effervescent. That's a great word.
The night was it, what was it? It was like, whatever you did, I don't know what meditation you're talking about, because it just kept going.
Yeah.
Just kept going. That's what it felt like. It just like we didn't stop. One went right into the other, didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
And for Satya, it kind of all blended in. But I just included several forms of meditation in one continuous meditation. I wasn't planning that, but I mean, it was a nice flow, because what happens is, and I'm not saying that it necessarily happens to you, but our mind can get bored of one meditation. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, oftentimes the mind goes, well, I've had enough of this, I want to do something different. It happens pretty much to everyone's mind. We get tired of a particular practice. That's why I do a different meditation every single time, because I know how people's minds get bored. So with the different forms of meditation, some people are able to connect in easier to the breath because it's a physical thing, and it's easier to do something physical than, let's say, it is to visualize something. So people love that. And you just do that at the beginning. Remember we did the 3 breaths like that? And that's your only thing. That may be the only thing you do during the day, is your breath, and you do that a couple times a day. And just relax with it and notice the effects. But you can add on, or you can do them separately. So I don't remember what the next one was, but there's a breath, then there's a visualization, and then there's mudra. And remember, the mudra is like a certain touch. Now, the touch, why do you do the touch? Because the touch activates certain energy channels. Now, this may sound too esoteric, so I won't go too much detail, but the effects of doing this are very, very specific. They connect certain energy channels, awaken certain energy centers, etc., and cause a clearing and opening to happen so that you can experience a meditation from here. And there's, again, you can meditate on different parts of the body, different energy centers, different energy channels, depending on what we're focusing on. It just happens that we focus on this in particular tonight. One reason why I wanted to focus on that place is because most people gather so much tension there that it's noticeable. If you just stop and you feel, you even just, how to say, just kind of feel, it feels like there's like a knot there or something. And it just doesn't give up. So if you can do some exercises to break open that tension,
Both months.
right?
Could you
Both.
do that on any of your chakras that you're maybe feeling?
You can.
Is to do the pressing and
Absolutely.
breathing and-
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll have a different form of meditation with each chakra, with each energy center. For that matter, a body part, depending on, you can meditate on a body part. You can illuminate your beating heart. You can focus on it and nourish it simply by focusing on it. Isn't that amazing? Where your attention goes, that's where you start to nourish that part. A lot of people don't know this, like that when you put attention on something, energy flows there.
I do have a question about, because the visualization is not always easy, especially to sustain it for over a period of time.
Yes.
I feel myself having to keep pulling it back because my mind is working.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as the physical, like you're describing.
Yeah. It's good practice, even if you're not good at visualization, to bring your mind back to the visualization disciplines your mind, gets you to focus more. It's actually really helpful. It's, again, like building a muscle. If you give up, you just say, well, I'm just not capable of concentrating, then you won't improve in that way. So the more you keep practicing visualizing the sun in this area, the easier it will be the next time you do it. Your concentration will be better, your visualization will be more crisp and clear, everything will be easier. So what I'm saying is, don't give up. Because visualization, there are many amazing visualization techniques that I introduce, as you know. I introduce many of them. They're not really that complicated. Like sometimes I'll do a sort of story meditation, like I'll kind of help you to visualize walking through a story, kind of, Some people are good at that. Some people are focused and good at visualizing one object. So, that also takes a skill. But good practice, and you do get better. And if you become a master at meditation, you can visualize an object like the sun for an hour, and it can be fixed there, and you won't lose the visualization. I don't know why this is dying here, this video. It's weird. Maybe the internet's not working, I'm not sure. So yeah, good. By the way, any other questions or observations that you made? So you found that the breathing was actually easier for you?
Yeah, and the solar plexus, that whole thing, yeah. But at the end, that part at the end where visualizing yourself is just, that's hard for me to visualize.
Visualizing everything as light?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because for me, visualizing everything as light was the easiest. for me, that's the easiest one for me. And I don't know why.
Merging with the light.
Yeah, merging with the light. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that's effective for me, but it
That
is.
whole flow is really good for me.
Oh, good, yeah. Maybe, did you record it, Lisa?
I am recording, and I was gonna check and see if you're still on, cause you said you're having some difficulty.
Oh, yeah. Do you see me on?
Well, I'm trying to find you here, cause you were pulled up before, and,
It says that it's running live,
oh, okay.
but I don't know for sure. For some reason, the internet's weak here. So, and then it died. I don't know. There's something wrong with it. So I'll just get out of it. It's fine. I'll end it. Satya often mentions this concept about, well, I'll add on to what she's saying. This is a cumulative experience. So I'll expand on what that means. What's happening here is not just a relaxation. It's not just a relaxation. It's an energizing thing. You have a subtle energetic body, chakras, energy channels, that's very sophisticated. Most people, their energetic system is blocked, shut down, shattered, injured, so many problems. It can be cleaned up. That's called enlightenment. You know, you've heard the term enlightenment. Enlightenment means filling your energy channels, your chakras, your mind, everything gets filled with light, meaning call it energy, illumination. The negativity gets moved out of your system. When I say negativity, the energy channels are blocked by things like depression, anger, sadness, sorrow, hurt, despair, insecurity, all the issues that you are aware of, that you experience in your life. Those things get caught in this energetic body. So your energetic body is dark. If you took a picture of it, you see all these blocks and dark spots. When you do this kind of meditation, particularly here, I mean, this is not, by the way, this is not a common thing that we're doing. It's like I won't call it like a vacuum cleaner, but it sort of vacuums out those, bless you, those dark, clogged arteries, so to speak, in your energetic body. So it gives you a natural ability to meditate. Because if you really wanted to relax, you could watch a TV program and go to sleep at night, and you'd be relaxed. But it doesn't.
Thank you.
But that's not how you. That's not how you create a permanent meditative state. Here, we're trying to clear out your energetic body so that your being can maintain a powerful meditation all the time, that it becomes consistent. Do you see what I mean by that? You can't have a consistent meditation if your energetic channels and your chakras are blocked, unclear. So this is a vacuuming of the junk in your system so that, as I said, it's cumulative. The next time you do it, there's already light in your system. There's already healing energy that's flowing through your system that you built up in the previous gathering. And now when you sit down and meditate, it's easier and you're like, wow, I'm actually feeling more this time. That's what's cumulative. That's why I don't like to say, just come here and relax and de-stress. I mean, obviously, people can relate to that on a worldly level, but this is a much, much different thing that's happening. And I wish I could explain this to you, except you have to go through the process yourself and notice as your channels start to change and shift and you become a different person through coming here and doing these things. Does that make any sense? It's kind of like you take a bath. You take a bath of light. It's an invisible bath, but it's still working on you.
You don't just take a bath once and think you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't assume that you're done just because I had a nice meditation, now I'm done. It's like a process, especially when you go back into the world and you're exposed to so many negative energies of people honking at you and yelling at you and doing this and that. It's like there's so much stress out there in the world, you catch on to it. It's like going into a chimney. If you just cleaned off your shirt, you washed your shirt and it's all nice and white, you go into a chimney, you're like, okay, I'm going to try to not touch the walls of the chimney. You're going to get ash on you. You know, you can't help it. So now you go and you take another bath again. You keep taking a bath until one day it's like your system is self-illuminating rather than needing a bath. Like your system has turned on somehow, and the light is constantly flowing through you, so you don't need to vacuum it anymore because it's already kind of like you've unclogged all your plumbing, and now the water's flowing everywhere perfectly, and no need to work on it anymore because the water's so powerful running through the whole system. It's like no clog can occur anymore. That's a fully illumined being. That would be more like a Swami Purna, who is in that state of always full of light, untouched by the darkness of the world, or for that matter, the inner world. He himself is a self-contained sun, always shining, always bright. It's a rare being. So let's sing one more mantra together, and then we'll conclude. And this one is Hari Om, and the mantra Hari Om means hurry home. Hurry home. presence and His support. Place our hands in prayer position in front of our heart. We'll chant together the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, sending a wave of peace to all beings in this world. Peace. Peace. Peace.